of Soap Opera Bangkok, and today I'm super excited to have you all on this online streaming about DIY Botanical Soap Bar Kit. This is truly one of our amazing projects that hit the road this summer, though we probably should have started many years ago. But we are so excited anyway, even if it took us so long. The DIY soap kits are available for purchase on our website or through any type of messenger. Probably if you are watching this streaming, you do have this box in your hand. I would like to invite you all to watch the video and to learn the new skill with me. Today, I'm sharing the secrets of making natural soaps in your own kitchen, in your own home, with easy to get edible ingredients. I would like you to think about soap making as a simple skill that is useful in everyday life. If you know how to cook, you probably will be capable of making some amazing soaps for yourself and for your friends. At first, I would like to introduce what method we will be using making this specific soap with this DIY kit. Today, you will be making soap from scratch, which means using raw materials. I don't have any soap made here, as you can see, and probably you also don't have any soap in your home. So this workshop will be useful for you to support you to make the soap from scratch, from A to Z. For many years, I was really emotional about how to learn natural soap making at home or online, because we are fond of making soap the old-fashioned method, which is called hot process soap making. If you have read the instruction that goes together with this DIY kit, you probably know that there are a couple of methods how to make natural soap. Melt and pour, cold process soap making, and hot process soap making. Soap Opera Bangkok is all about the hot process soap making. This is very old school technique that was used centuries ago. So people were using and making soap the same way as we do today. When I think about it, it connects me to everything what happened centuries ago, and I feel really excited to keep on with this tradition. The hot process method requires of mixing of really raw materials such as oil and sodium hydroxide or caustic soda together to gain so-called saponification process and get the soap bar or liquid soap as a result in the end. But this technique requires a lot of safety precautions, as you will be dealing with quite severe and dangerous chemical, which is sodium hydroxide. It is really dangerous when you make soap, but the end result, the good natural soap, is 100% safe. But this fact that you need to deal with the chemical made me always nervous. And I was never sure how I should proceed to make sure, if you learn online, my students, technically you today, is safe. And this summer we decided to switch to make such a turn in the process of learning and provide DIY kit that has everything you need for you to make natural soap from scratch. The method that we will be using is called melt and pour, which means that you will use soap powder and remelt it, add colorants, add powders, add essential oils, decorate it to get a beautiful natural soap. The melt and pour method that you will be doing is 100% natural because we made the soap base for you. So my team produced 100% coconut oil soap from extra virgin coconut, made it, then grated it into a delicate small pieces powder for us today to make a soap. So technically you will be using melt and pour technique, which requires melting and pouring of the soap into the mold, but in reality, your soap base is made hot process soap. This is the only way how you can be sure of the good quality of soap you will be making and the good quality of ingredients and how your skin will feel afterwards. So I would like to confirm that we're going melt and pour, but the soap base is made from hot process method. So you can be 100% sure and proud of yourself. After today's workshop, you will hold in your hands 100% natural, beautiful soapers. So dear students, time to time I will be checking the time just for me to be sure how much time we have. I'm holding in my hands DIY Kit Botanical Soap Bar, and it says that it will have a soap powder, dried flowers, moringa powder, coffee powder, turmeric, and essential oils. So I'm opening the box and let's see. So here it is, my favorite ingredient, a beautiful soap powder. I also have here essential oil. For this workshop I have chosen rose because I plan to give the soap ready for my friend and I know she loves the rose. So I decided to do with the rose for her. Then I have coffee powder. Then I have some moringa. And I have turmeric. And I have beautiful dry flowers. What else? I also have 2 cups that can be used as molds for my future soap, and I would like us actually to use both of them and to make 2 different soaps. And then I have this, which is essential. This is glycerin to make soap beautiful and smooth and also add moisturizing effect. I also have a cute little spatula to mix ingredients in, and these gloves to keep myself safe. So all of this comes with the DIY kit. The only difference from what you get, you also have an instruction. Maybe some of our amazing customers got the instruction online, but if you would like us to send out the print, we are happy to do it and of course cover the cost of delivery. So you will probably have a cute blog about how to make soap. If you are not watching the video or you do not want to watch the video, you want to explore everything yourself. So, dear students, now I will put the gloves on and I will explain to you about each ingredient before we hit the road and start the practice. So, dear students, I already mentioned that the melt and pour base that you will be using today is made by us, so we do not buy it. We produce it from scratch using the hot process technique. But the melt and pour that you normally would purchase has a lot of parabens, sulfates, and different slightly nasty alcohols that make the soap remeltable easily, but then it also brings a negative effect on your skin. Please, when purchasing melt and pour base, consider the fact that any bad ingredient is in there, it will impact your skin while you shower, while you wash your hands, or while you wash your face. All of these things impact the environment. When you shower, you rinse off and the foam goes into the sea drains, into the river, into the sea, and technically back to you with the drinking water. So to be more sustainable, we always need to question everything we do, and the best way is to do from scratch. So our job was to make one of the most good quality, beautiful soap powders that exist, because we made a hot process using raw extra virgin coconut oil. We mixed it with caustic soda, we blended it, and we started cooking. Normally it takes about 40 minutes to 1.5 hours to proceed, and we poured the soap in a big box and we let it dry. The next day we cut it and again let it dry for about 7 days, and after this we grated it, all made by hand. So technically, to produce this natural melt and pour base, it took us, I would say, about 10 days. And now I have the powder and I'm pouring it over here, and I would love to show you how does it look, how cute it is, and actually how much in love I am with it. You probably also have it, and at this moment it's really good idea to find some convenient bowl for us to remelt the powder later on. I am using stainless steel, and I will be heating it up directly on the crock pot or hot plate. But if you're doing it in a microwave, you can use any plastic or glass or ceramic suitable for microwave and melt it in small bursts, like 30 seconds stop, and see how the mixture is melting. Myself, I will be using the hot plate just because it's our place at Sukhumvit 883/1. We're convenient here, and I would love to just show it to you the way it happens offline in our workshops. But for yourself, you can use crock pot stainless steel for microwave, plastic, ceramic, or glass, all suitable only for microwave. Here on hot plate, I will need to work in very slow temperature, low, then I can control and be sure that the soap doesn't burn. So this is the melt and pour base we will be doing. Dear students, the quality of melt interaction. We have chosen coconut oil for a couple of reasons. Number one, super white color. So if we will be adding colorants, natural herbs and spices to the soap powder, the mixture will turn out vivid colors. But also, that's not the only reason. The main characteristic of coconut that it creates very solid soap. So the bar will be solid as stone. And number three, it will be highly bubbly. So even if we get a customer who is very much specific in his choice and he or she only loves really bubbly natural soaps, we will be sure that this melting pour base will make him or her happy. The quality of foam you get after your soap is hardened really depends on oils chosen. Every oil is a fatty acid. The fatty acid, when it turns into the soap, will have different characteristics. The foam of natural soap can be foamy or bubbly, can be creamy, can be white or it can be yellow, can be nourishing or it can be cleansing. All of these combinations come from the fatty acids that the oil is made from. So today we're dealing with coconut. Coconut will be white, solid and highly bubbly and super cleansing. So if you're into sports, if you sweat a lot in this humid and hot weather, this soap will be perfect for you. But in future, if you would like to make a soap with highly nourishing effect, we would recommend for you, for example, to use melt and pour base made out of olive oil. Olive oil will be nourishing and creamy. You can also use grapeseed, shea butter, castor oil, sesame, sunflower, soybean, and even palm. Technically, we can make soap out of any oil, but every soap you make will be so different, and that's when you need knowledge of professional soap maker to assist you. But today, I just shared little tips on what oils and how do they impact the end result, but today our focus is, of course, the coconut soap base. Next thing that we will be having here, which is super important, it is actually, so sorry, I'm checking the time again, so we are really good. This one is glycerin. Dear students, glycerin is an important ingredient in your DIY kit. Its aim is to help melting the soap. So if I just switch on the cooker and let it melt, the soap mixture will start burning, bubbling, become dark, smelly, or sticky. It will not melt beautifully. So we need something that will help us melt the soap. And the easiest way would be three things. We could use sugar syrup, we could use alcohol, or we could use glycerin. And dear students, today I would advise you the glycerin. Glycerin is a type of alcohol, but with highly moisturizing effect. So today glycerin will work for two things for us. It will help us melt the soap, and it will help us to bring additional moisturizing effect to your skin. So even though the soap made of coconut oil will be highly cleansing, with glycerin it will be also highly moisturizing. So dear students, I think the soap you will make have exciting big bubbles but never leave you dry. This is all because of glycerin. Now, dear students, what do we need to do? I would recommend us to actually prepare slowly to start melting the soap mixture. In the meantime, we can discuss the other ingredients and get them slowly ready. So what I'm doing now, I have this full mixture. I plan to melt it all, and then I will separate into two balls with the adding of the additional colorants and scents. So what I'm doing, I have to switch this lovely cooker on, and I'm pouring glycerin. Dear students, I normally start with half of the bottle. I don't recommend you to start with full. Oh, the bottle is very cute. I can squeeze it. I don't recommend you to use it in maximum amount to start with. Why? Because the more glycerin we add, the more the soap is prone to sweating. It's such a funny thing that glycerin is prone to attract the molecule of water from air. So if you add too much of glycerin, it doesn't impact the quality of soap. The soap will be beautiful for your skin, but if you leave it without using it, it may create little drops of water on the top. We call it soap sweating. It doesn't have any connection to bad quality soap, but visually it doesn't look so nice. That's why we try to use half of the bottle. If that's enough to melt the soap, we stay with it. If not, we can keep on adding little by little. So, dear students, this one, the soap is slowly melting. While it's melting, I would like to get back a little bit to the methods of making natural or partly natural soap, so we can discuss more about cold process, hot process, and melt and pour. This is something which is not mentioned a lot in your instructions, but this is something that gives you a bigger and wider perspective about what is natural soaps and how they are made. If you are following us, Soap Opera Bangkok, if you visited our store in Terminal 21 or Sukhumvit, you probably know that we specialize in natural soap. Nowadays in our store we have 29 types of natural soap. I believe we are the shop with the biggest choice of natural soaps in all Thailand, and it's not a joke. We have been producing formulas and bringing them to the point we are in love with them for 5 years. It's a long time. But now we're settled and we love these soaps. Each of them has this unique character. Dear students, all the soaps we make in the shop are only made hot process. But for me to explain you why, I'll need to start with melt and pour. So melt and pour method is the technique when you buy pre-made soap. It looks like big cubes or a huge cube like 1 kg. You can buy it in DIY store. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's transparent. You cut it or you grate it and you melt it in microwave to get it fluid, and then you add colors and you add scents. Many workshops that will be advertised online as natural soap making will use this technique. For me, if I was teaching you to make natural soap offline, I would say that I don't like this technique because you cannot really control the quality of ingredients used to make this melt and pour base. Melt and pour base has parabens, has sulfates. Technically, you don't know what's in it because you didn't make it. I also say that for me, making soap melt and pour technique is a little bit like buying a frozen pizza, heating it up, and putting some cheese on top. Is it really baking a pizza? No, I don't think so. No one, it's more like heating up the pizza. The same with the classical melt and pour. It's a little bit like soap craft, soap art, or designing the soap, but not making the soap. For me, making the soap means there is no soap and we make it together. But there are definitely strong sides of this technique. One of them that you are not using caustic soda to produce the soap. The funniest fact is that someone used caustic soda before you to make it. So claiming that this soap doesn't have it in the ingredient list is not really true. It's just because you are not using it doesn't mean that it was not produced that way. Also, the beautiful part of this technique is a simple fact that that the soap is very fluid when you make it and it can be translucent. You know, I see that my soap starts to melt. I'm really happy with it. I'm not adding more glycerin. I will wait. It means that such fluid, melt and pour base, when melted, can be added to any mold, in a bowl, in a 3D, some little Christmas tree, little heart, little dog, little kitten, little flower, or any fruit mold can be made by melt and pour. All the soaps that you find in Chatuchak market, they are designed with melt and pour base. It's quick, it's safe, but it's not so beautiful in terms of quality and nature of this base. The different story is when you make melt and pour base yourself, like we did for you. We are 100% truthful about the ingredients used, and you can be 100% sure of what we put in it. The second and third technique I'm sharing with you is called cold process and hot process. Dear students, both cold and hot process are the techniques that make soap from scratch. It means that from oils and caustic soda. The difference between cold and hot process is the same as is temperature. So technically, when someone tells you one technique is better than another, it's not because of technique, but how the temperature impacts some specific ingredients. To just give you an example, when we mix sodium hydroxide or caustic soda with oil, when you do cold process, you mix these two ingredients and pour into the box for the soap to cure. Curing of the soap It's a time that is needed for chemical reaction to go from step 1 to last step and to be sure that the soap is safe. So curing of cold process soap takes normally from 2 to 8 weeks. Can you imagine that? So if we make the soap today in September, we can use it the earliest end of October. That's too long to wait, as for myself. So I would say that it's quite a specific technique that requires a lot of patience. In hot process, we do differently. We mix caustic soda with oil, and while we mix it, we put it on the heater and we cook it. When the soap is cooked, it means there is no more caustic soda. It's fully safe. 1 second, while I'm talking, I'll check my melting pour base. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but I think I need to add more glycerin. It's beautiful, but I'm adding a little bit more glycerin. You see, I'm not putting full. I'm still going step by step. And dear students, in hot process, we let the soap cook. When we know that the reaction of turning of the oil into soap is finished, there is no more caustic soda in the pot. That's the moment when we add the beneficial things: bananas, chocolate, papaya. If you're curious, I would love to share with you what fresh things we add to our soaps in our store. Banana, goat milk, papaya puree, pistachio milk, coconut milk, almond milk, rice milk, mangosteen peel, lemongrass tea, bale tea. What else we add? Aloe vera fresh. So all of these things are added after the chemical reaction is over. What does it mean? It means that the chemical, caustic soda, doesn't interact with the genetics. We first let the chemical to evaporate, and then we add the bananas. So when we say we produce natural soap with banana, we really are sure that there is banana and it has nourishing effect on your skin. If we make soap with goat's milk, we know there is goat's milk. When we do cold process, the reactions start the same. You mix oil with caustic soda, but you add banana at that first step, when caustic soda is really dangerous. At step 1, the caustic soda can burn your skin, so it can burn the banana, but you still mix it in and you pour it into the box. And then you wait for the curing. Official research shows that after the curing time, the soap normally has about 3% of these raw materials survive. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. So if you put 100 grams of banana, only 3 to 7 grams will survive. For me, it's heartbreaking. Why? Because I am a strong believer that all these nourishing fresh ingredients make the difference, and that's the reason why our amazing community loves our soaps. So I'm a huge fan of hot process soap making. But the interesting fact, 95% of soap makers around the world are fans of cold process, which needs curing time up to 12 weeks. You will be curious why. Because when you mix bananas and chocolate in the step 1 with caustic soda and oil, the soap looks very fluid. It looks like custard cream. So it's very easy to pour the soap into the mixture and pour it beautifully in the box, and then next day cut. So such soaps will look perfect. When we do hot process and we cook the soap, when we add bananas and chocolate, our soap doesn't look any more so fluid. It looks like mashed potato. So you can imagine that mashed potatoes is much harder to mold than fluid yogurt, and that's the reason why our hot process soaps very commonly will look different. They will be more thick, they will be more crumbly and more rusty look. Most of soap makers in the world, they aim only one thing, the look of the bar, to easily sell it. For us, we care about how you feel after the usage of soap, and that's why we are doing our best to keep the raw materials, raw ingredients safe. That's why we don't really care so much about the look of the soap. It doesn't change the fact for years we learned how to make it beautiful. If you visit our store, you will fall in love with the look of that soap. But it took us years to gain that level of professionalism. Dear students, what I'm doing, I'm switching off the cooker and I'm showing you that my soap is foaming. It's nearly 100% fluid. I don't want to evaporate anything, so I'm taking it off the cooker. There is a tiny little piece of something, herb or something. So my soap is very fluid and I love it. but I took it off for a second because I'm still not ready with my mixtures. Dear students, if at that point you have a question, please let me know and I would like to answer in the comments. We have a team that will be helping me to read the comments and answer you back. So at that point your mixture should look fluid with a little foam on top. If so, you're really doing really well. What I will do now I will show you how to choose the other ingredients. Dear students, so I have dry flowers. Dry flowers will go as a cute decoration. So I actually, they are very, very cute. And I will put them here. The decorations. That's coffee. I have roses and I have mint, I have blue tea, I have coffee, I have everything Diane you can dream of. I have coffee powder, I have moringa powder and turmeric. Dear students, today I would like to make one with turmeric, one with moringa. So what I'm doing for it, I will not tell you now about the quality of these powders because I want to share it with you while our soap will be hardening. But I will come back to this information because I would like to share with you what other colorants and herbal powders you can use. I poured a little bit of turmeric because I don't want it to be dark brown or orange. I would like it to be delicately yellow orangish. And I do the moringa. Moringa I will need full. And dear students, what you can do to mix the powders very well with the future soap, you can either use a little bit of vegetable oil from your kitchen and just mix it in, or you can use again this leftovers of glycerin. So from my side I will use the glycerin to make my life easier, but it could be any vegetable oil, olive oil, coconut oil, anything you cook with, anything that will be good for you. So I'm mixing the powders and this turmeric. It will look like in your instruction like a bit of orange paste. And what I will do next, I will take my beautiful essential oil. Yep. And I'm pouring here. Dear students, you will get a lot of essential oil with your DIY kit, but you need only 25 drops if you have such a bottle for each of them. If you have a different bottle which doesn't have a dropper, you will need to put half into each soap. You don't need to count droplets, but I need. Okay. And dear students, so now I'm checking my soap. I would like to heat it up just for a second before I start. My cooker is very hot, so I'm not worried. I don't need to even switch it on. I will just start mixing it. It hardens very quickly, so we need to heat it up nicely again. So while I was talking, it turned into a gluey texture, and I'm heating it up again. Okay, it's getting fluid. So the more fluid our soap will be, the more beautiful soap we will get. So I got a little bit of soap stuck on the side, so I'm scratching it into the bowl again, and I'm just heating it up again to make it fluid. It will take a second. And dear students, while I'm melting it, I just want to share with you that after this workshop, I would like you to feel anything that you have in your kitchen can be turned into a colorant for a natural soap. And this is actually how I started. I made my first soap in my own kitchen 11 years ago, soon to be 12. And I was a student sharing a kitchen and apartment with other students. I had to wait for them to go on the party out night, Friday party. And I prepared everything for soap making. It took me 6 hours to make a natural soap. I really want your today experience to be much more easy and fun than mine, but I didn't have essential oils like you have today, and I didn't have much colorants, but I thought, oh, turmeric can be probably a good colorant. And that's what I did. I trusted my gut and feeling, and I used turmeric. My soap was not nicely scented, it was not fancy. I used a box from milk to use it as a mold, but the soap was beautiful. I could cut it the next day, I could wash my hands, and it blew my mind. I understood that I can make any soap, and I can use this edible, easy to get ingredients, and I was super excited. I started experimenting with spices. For example, cinnamon will turn your soap into a beautiful semi-purple color. Charcoal for black. Moringa or matcha for green. You can do with turmeric yellow, orange or brown color depending on how much you add. You can get brown color with chocolate. You can get a caramel shade with bananas. You can get beautiful orange with papaya. You can get dusty brown with mangosteen. And my favorite green is fresh spinach. So dear students, all of these things can be done at your own kitchen, and that's, I think, when the magic starts. When you learn to use easy to get ingredients and turn them in something new, that's when you become a professional. So I hope today you will have that type of feel. So what I'm doing, I melted again, so I'm pouring the half over here. I'm not pouring the second half here because I need to be sure I'm doing everything enough quickly and not let the soap mixture cool down. So you see it's turning this into this beautiful, beautiful mixture. Oh, sorry, I need to, I'm pouring it in very quickly, everything happens, and that's it, yeah. And I'm letting the soap to cool aside. Now this one get a little bit hot and foamy, but I'm still pouring it in because we can't wait. I'm mixing, and it turns into a beautiful green mixture, and I love it. I love it. Oh my God, the smell! I love it. I will add a little droplet just because I a little bit overheated the soap, which should not be done. Basically, we should keep our soap melt and pour at the temperature of, let's say, hard to say, but I want it to be around 50 degrees, so I'm sure we will not destroy the beautiful essential oils in the mix. So the soaps are here, and now I'm choosing some cute decoration to put on top, and I'm putting this on top. Yep. And some coffee and some green leaf. Okay, I think that's super cute. So dear students, now I will just wait at the room temperature for my cute soaps to cool down. And while I do this, I would like to share with you about the fact that every essential oil and every herb that you add to the soap has their own unique effect on your skin. It's not just for smell, it's not just for color. For me, for sure, every adding is always a valuable medicine for the skin. So the powders that you have in your set, you have turmeric. Turmeric is good for acne skin type. So if you are suffering with inflammation, with redness, itchiness, or pain, breakouts, this is a good treatment to add turmeric to your soap. Moringa powder that you have in your set is beautiful for oily combination skin type. For anyone who is suffering with oiliness at T-zone and dryness on the cheek, moringa can stabilize these things. And coffee is a beautiful scrubbing agent. But if you are willing to know more about it, you can use, for example, oats for dry sensitive skin, chamomile or chrysanthemum for mature skin, rose petals or pink clay for, again, mature skin type, charcoal, sea salt for oily skin or detox. You can use banana and chocolate for baby skin, and of course goat's milk will be perfect for baby skin. In terms of smell, every smell also has their own unique origin. For DIY kit, you have quite a good choice on the website. One of them rose. mature skin anti-aging effect. Lavender for dry and sensitive. Green tea for normal combination. We also have cinnamon orange for oily acne. You can also choose peppermint for oily acne. There is a choice of vanilla for dry sensitive skin or baby skin. All of these details are of course shared in the instruction, but still I wanted to share with you something more, and for me every ingredient matters. So when you are creating your future formula, you need to combine what type of melt and pour base you are using, what skin type it will suit, what powders and what essential oils to blend to get that look and that function together. So I specialize in adding edible ingredients into natural soap making already for 11 years. For now, I will put the soaps in the fridge and then take them out and we will mold them together. When you put the soap in the fridge, you don't need to, doesn't need to take long, maybe about 10 minutes maximum. We can mold the soap together. Okay students, I'm back and I hope you also picked up your soap from the fridge. I can say that mine, don't do it as I did. I'm so sorry. I didn't take my scissors with me, so I had to be to help myself. I'm actually unmolding the soap right now. I took it out of the fridge. It's still a bit soft, but I just want to show you that you can anyway already unmold it delicately. Yeah, delicately. Whoop. And look at that cute soap you get. This one is still hot. And I put it to the side and then I'll take another one. I'm unmolding the soap number 2. And just look how cute it is. It's super hot still. But I super love it already. And I will be careful. I will just give it some time to cool down. And I'm unmolding it very slowly. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. Dear students, I can say that I'm really proud of you if you have finalized and made 2 little cute soaps. 1 bar of soap will last you about 4 weeks. These soaps do not require any curing. They are made by mixed technique with melt and pour and hard process soap making. 100% coconut oil base, so your soaps will be highly bubbly, highly cleansing, and super moisturizing due to adding of glycerin. My soap is made with turmeric, with moringa, and rose essential oil. And your soap can have a different smell and different color, but I hope you are successful. Dear student, this soap doesn't have a shelf life, so these soaps will be good for 2, 3, 4 years. So even if you forget one soap in your cupboard and then find out in a couple of years, your soap will only get better quality. When the soap dries, it becomes more solid and more bubbly. The only thing that because these soaps have glycerin, we will need to protect them from moisture. So we recommend them to keep in plastic foil until you start using them. When you use them, you just keep them in a soap dish like a regular soap. If your soap, you forgot to seal it with film, starts crying, drops, don't panic. Take a tissue, clean it out and cover it with foil. It's only because glycerin loves to attract water from the air. These soaps can be used for hands and body. These soaps are perfect for your face. If you are making a soap for your face, make sure to use the herbal powders and essential oils that are suitable for you. Thank you all so much for today's meeting. You can still keep on asking the questions in the comments and me and my team will still keep on answering them. Sorry if I missed some of them during making the soap. It's quite a process for me, but after the streaming is over, I will answer all of your questions. So please give me some time. If you will want to communicate later, please do so on Messenger. At Bangkok Soap Opera, we produce 3 types of DIY kits: soap making that you already did today with me, face and body scrubs, and of course aroma candles. So I hope to see you soon. Again, stay natural and joyful.